Alright guys, try and keep this short and sweet because car's getting picked up soon. It's quite a hot day here in Perth. But just before this car leaves, because it might be the last time we see it, if you go back to like part 1 and part 2 of the, I wouldn't call it restoration, but more a preservation of this GTR XU-1 Bathurst. Yeah, it was just a really great project to be a part of. Like I said, it wasn't more of a restoration. It was just trying to keep everything as original as we could, and it was a great honour and privilege to have the car here and have the opportunity to work on such a historic car. It actually is the inspiration for one of our Bathurst Legends shirts. So we've got the GT one, and now we've got the Tirana one, which you will see. We've worked on both these Tiranas, the A9X as well, and now this one here. So it's fitting to have this car as part of our Bathurst Legend Series t-shirts. So please jump on to the online store and have a look at those. And yeah, it's a great designed product, and obviously it's a great car. So I will put the links in part 1 and part 2, so it'd be good to go back, but we'll just give you a brief while we've got the car here. Obviously, it was very, stained, so to speak. It was, very contaminated. I didn't even think we'd get it up anywhere near this, but we kept digging, and it's you're going to see, when you come in closer here, it's still got all your crow's feet and all that sort of stuff, but the whole, objective of this one was to keep it as original as possible, because it's on that borderline of full restoration or keep it as it is. And I'm glad that they chose to go down this path, and I'm glad to be a part of it. So I think you see in some of the other videos, all this was all stained here. You can still see some remnants there, but this was pretty much all brown. Like you couldn't even recognise that guard. So that took quite a lot of chipping away at to get that back up. All the, underneath here was all, we ripped the spoiler off. You can see how it was all, it was, I know people in Australia don't like the term barn find, but it was a barn find. It was in the shed, and it had been there for quite a while, and you could really tell and notice it. So even the wheels, they chose not to go down the path of actually having them machined. So we did it all by hand with various grits of sandpaper, and we just worked away at them to sort of give them that factory look, bring them back up so they still looked, relative to the way the car was going to look. And in those inserts, that's a bit of a trade secret I'm going to keep to myself. But we managed to get them looking black again without having them resprayed. So if you see that, that's still the original paint from those wheels. And so they all turned out really, really nice. So another thing to mention was the glass. The glass was, it was so cloudy. Like we had to polish not only the outside, but the inside to get whatever it was just caked on there. So, and then all the black, even though it's all sort of gone through or it's already faded off, we had to sort of delicately do all that almost by hand, just to get it up so it looked nice, and obviously again relative to the rest of the car. So you'll see the front seat still original. There are some things that have been reproduced, like the carpet and stuff like that, but I still believe all the door trims and that. We even found like the original cigarette butts in here from the original owner, which was quite cool. What else was there? The rubber and the trimming. This was all out. So again, that was something that I wasn't even sure was going to be able to be fixed, but we managed to get all that back in. And it had overspray. The whole car had overspray, obviously, in it. Beyond that brown bit and the rest, it was, it was sitting in the shed, and the original owner had, was painting things and all that sort of stuff. We also had And the reason why I think it looks so good as well, even though, I mean, you can nitpick all you want and say, it's, you know, it's gone through, it's got all these defects, but you look how straight it is. We got the dent guy out here for a whole day and had him go through it. So the car is still really straight, which is a credit to like sort of why they sort of didn't go down the full restoration route and just kept it sort of, you know, original and in a preserved state. So even this was a tricky bit because of the original stickers. So we taped everything up and polished, you know, all by hand or by machine wherever we could, and not to sort of, you know, strip the colour off the original stickers. So that again was a pretty hard thing to do. Again, this area here was sort of similar to the other side. It was pretty bad, but again, it's all come up really good, and you can probably just see the roof, how it's a bit weathered. But you know, it was a really great project to be a part of, and yeah, just thought we'd show you it before it potentially gets sold. That could be the reason why it's be the last time it's here. So yeah, jump on to see part 1, part 2. Jump on the website, have a look at the shirts, and we'll see you on the next one. Thanks, guys.